Okay, hello everyone. I am just letting everyone in from the waiting room. It's just some people coming in there. Hello, and this beautiful Saturday afternoon. And you probably can see already we have a slightly different setup today. This means I'm not in my kitchen. Well, my kitchen is over there, but I have a little outside kitchen there with my barbecue. And obviously with the topic today, barbecue and picnic ideas, we thought we'd give you a little bit of change in scenery. And I'm actually quite happy that the sun has stopped shining into my room because it was really good with the lighting. So bear with us just a couple more seconds and we can let everyone in. And whilst I'm doing this, I want to introduce you to Christina Char. She's in charge of the chat today, and she's also going to have a look at the waiting room together with a new colleague of us, Daniel, and he's also going to have a little bit of look at the chat, and I hope he can see the waiting room, and whenever someone comes in, so that he can just admit them, press the admit button and let them in. Okay, yes, that's working perfectly. Okay, I think we're going to get started, and as we do, someone needs to have an eye on the waiting room, please. Thank you. Topic today, as I said, is barbecue and picnic. And once more, I'm so happy to say welcome back for some of you to our today's online Thermomix workshop with where we're going to take you to the world of barbecuing and picnicking. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jenny Falter. I'm one of the local team leaders here in Bayside, Melbourne. And my team and I are thrilled to have you here today with us.
Jenny, there's no sound.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that was a bit unfortunate. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, very sorry about that. So hang on, try to make the sound a little bit better.
Go on.
Myself.
Oh, it's in and out. It seems to be going in and out.
Is it better now?
Yeah, talk fast.
Talk fast, okay. Anyway, so we do have people manning the chat, and sometimes I see them waving, and that's good because then I know something's wrong. So I just keep going. All right, so for those of you who haven't heard it yet, welcome back. Okay, so now I'm completely lost my train. Sorry about that. Anyway, if you do have questions, use the chat box for questions, comments, or if I'm going too slow or too fast and talking too much, no, you can't comment on that, sorry. I always talk too much. And but today I want to start this session with a quote actually from our barbecue cookbook. And here it says, "There's nothing more satisfying than firing up the barbecue on a sunny day and having your family or friends over for food, drinks, and plenty of good times." I thought this was really, really a nice way to say it. And I really hope that we can soon invite family and friends over again and do the barbecuing together with them. So, and yeah, but I don't know, why not practicing a little bit in between so we make it perfect when they all arrive. So today is all about getting you ready and inspired for the first or the next barbecue or picnic to come hopefully soon. But barbecuing means more than just meat and heat. You need delicious sides, you need salads, dips, marinades and sauces that go with it. Obviously a few sweet treats and a beverage or two. So that's then when the Thermomix comes in, and together with the barbecue, they are a perfect pair to complement each other and make beautiful, wonderful dishes. So without further ado, we are going to head into the first kitchen over to Kim Smith, and she will kick off today's class with I think it's one of her favorite salads, and that's the brown rice salad. So let me.
I think I'm already unmuted, and yeah, you just come into my kitchen, everybody. Come on in. Welcome to my kitchen and to this beautiful sunny day. And as Jenny said, soon maybe we will be celebrating and having lots of people over, and we'll remember this cooking class and think, what did those girls cook? Yes, that's what we'll make with all these wonderful dishes that we've created. So as Jenny said, it's not used to be called the warm brown rice salad. Now it's just brown rice salad, so you can have it warm or you can have it cold. I like to have it warm. It is actually in the book that came with the TM6. Actually, I think it's been in every cookbook that has come with the Thermomix. But anyway, in this one, and here we go, brown rice salad in here. So if you're like me, my book's still fairly brand new because I just use cookie dough all the time. So yes, it was good to see that this recipe is in there. So you can follow along with me. Anybody cooking any dishes with us today? Be lovely to see your results at the end as well. You could just shoot us a photo of your dishes if you are cooking along. But to start with, the brown rice salad. So I actually have started cooking already the rice, and I add in some quinoa as well. So you can actually use any grain. You can use quinoa, barley, freekeh, or whatever it's called, all those other trendy grains. You don't have to actually do brown rice. However, I would suggest that whatever you do, make sure you soak it for at least an hour. So it's much better for our tummies if these grains have been pre-soaked. So I soaked my quinoa and brown rice overnight. Shame that you guys can't actually have any, but never mind, we will enjoy it. So to start with, the recipe says you just put in 900 grams of water. So you put that into your bowl, simmering basket in, and then you weigh in 400 grams of the rice, which is 2 cups. So that's just to show you how to do that, which is not very hard. I'm sure everybody can actually work that one out, and then on it goes here. But just to show what I have already started with, it's got a few more minutes to carry on. One of the tricks of getting the simmering basket out, open up the lid, and then you can actually, you've got your hook on the end of your spatula there, little hole in the simmering basket. Ooh. You have to go around this way. It's always tricky cooking backwards. And that will lift up the bowl. So anyway, you can kind of see I've got my brown rice and quinoa in there already starting to cook away. Some people do put a little bit of vegetable stock or chicken stock paste in the bowl with the water, so that can help flavour your rice or whatever you're cooking in there. The recipe does say, so if we go start cooking, put your water in, put the rice in, and it says to cook it for 20 minutes, 100 degrees. Now, because we are actually going to be steaming some vegetables on top at the same time to go into our salad, I'm actually going to cook that on varoma temperature. So you can change these settings in the guided recipes. It doesn't really matter, you know, like you're in charge, not the Thermomix. So you can change that. So I'm going up to aroma temperature, and I've already cooked it for 20 minutes. So I'll go back down to 10, and that would be, when you're steaming, minimum of speed 2, preferably speed 4 when you're steaming rice and cooking something on top. So we have our aroma there, aroma basket, and I've got some carrots, sliced up carrots, put those in, along with, I've got broccoli, snow peas and asparagus in here. So you can use whatever you like. The recipe says 500 grams of vegetables. And again, you don't have to, you can just cook the rice and throw in raw vegetables if you like to have raw, or you can, steam a few to have it all warm. I've also got some corn off the cob and some capsicum, but I'll throw that in a little bit later. So I don't want that, I want that nice and crunchy. So we pop the lid on and off we go. It's pretty easy, isn't it? So I'll see you back here when my veggies are done. Bye for now.
All right, thank you so much, Kim. I'm going to, 1 second. Well, I'm trying to find my camera and to spotlight this one here. Here we go. All right, so barbecue is ready right there in the background for you. And my dish today is the Malai style coconut chicken. And I want to show you with this dish how you can grill or basically barbecue a whole chicken without the guessing game whether it's done or not. So with this recipe, it's just one I've picked, and it's just a marinade that I made yesterday already. Pretty straightforward. It's a couple of things, and Chris will put the recipe into the chat room for you. Just a couple of fresh ingredients, and it's a matter of popping in the bowl, weighing them in, chopping them up, and then you add coconut milk to it, and you reduce it for 12 to 15 minutes on 90 degrees, and that's basically your marinade. And then you can have the whole chicken sitting in there marinating overnight. So I have used my big red bowl, and I've covered that and had that sitting in the fridge overnight. You can easily also do that in a large Ziploc bag if you have, or if you do have a vacuum sealer machine. So have that in a big plastic bag, and then just vacuum it, not vacuum it. Is that just seal it? You know, suck the air out, and then the whole marinade ingredients just are closer to the meat, and it sucks it up a little bit better even. However, so what I did here, so I'm going to take my chicken out and transfer that here over to my board. And what I have here is the Meter Plus. The Meter Plus, so what is that? So it looks like that's a very tiny thing here. That is actually a smart meat thermometer. What you can't see is there any numbers or heat or something. So because that tool here has built-in Bluetooth connection, and it's going to send the Bluetooth data from here to your smart device. So this could be a smartphone, this could be an iPad or something. I'm going to show you how this looks like on my iPad in a moment. So however, so this is the probe, and that needs to go into the chicken at the thickest part. And that's usually, when you have a whole chicken, that's usually the chicken breast. So on this side, I'm just going to feel that, and I'm going to say this is here. So I'm going to pop that in here, and there's a little indicator. So this is the this is just the way it needs to go in there. And what it now does, it connects that to the little meter device. However, see, that's why I was using my my gloves here, so I don't have to touch the chicken. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop that over to my my barbecue. And what I'm going to use, because I have this beautiful marinade sitting there on top of my chicken, and usually, you know what happens when you take, or when you have marinated meat and you pop it on the barbie, then the marinade usually gets burned on there, and it all sticks to the grill, but not to the meat anymore. So we do have these, guess what, available in the mix shop. They are called barbecue mats, and they're not expensive. I think they're $5 something really, and you can fold them, and you can also pop them in the dishwasher after you're done. But what they will do, they will help prevent sticking the marinade on the grill, but keep them on the meat. All right, so now I have a little helper here. It's to follow me with my camera. Thank you very much. And so I'm going to start with this one first. So welcome to my outdoor kitchen. Here's the barbecue. And all I'm doing is basically popping that mat there on top where the grill part is. Whoops, come a bit closer, yeah. And now I'm taking my chicken. Here we go. Obviously for a good grilling, you need the tongs. So I'm just sliding my chicken there on the grill. So the setting for the grill should be on low. So in the recipe it says about 180 degrees. So I've turned mine onto very low, and all I'm doing now is I'm closing the lid so I can keep, we're about 150 inside here. But I said there's no guessing, so come with me back to here. And yep, thank you very much. This is fantastic. So now is the time to connect my meter device with the app. So the way I'm doing this, hang on, just quickly need to bring up the app. So this is the meter app, and this is how it looks like. So I brought it on the bigger screen so you can see that easy. So what I want to do now here is I set up a cook. So I tap on here. Now I can choose what type of meat do I want to cook. There's beef, there's pork, poultry, lamb, fish, and other. So today we're going to do a chicken, poultry. And here it also asks me, what type of chicken are you planning on doing? So I'm here saying a whole chicken. So what it does now here, now I can decide, and so it checks the temperature settings, and I want to have this well done. You could choose between medium well, yeah, well done and dry. I don't want to have that dry, right? I can do this without a meter. So that's what I want to do. And all I need to do is here say start cooking. And okay, so now the meter is estimating the cooking time, and it gives me complete insight of what's going on in my barbie. So it says the internal temperature of the chicken is currently at 15 degrees. Hang on, I need to move my device a bit closer. Yeah, it should be back. So internal temperature is 15. My target is 77, because we all know proteins cook at from 60 degrees onwards. And here I have the ambient temperature. So this means here I get exact temperature inside my barbecue, outside the chicken. All right, so, and what's going to happen here, it's estimating the cooking time, and it will tell me once it's ready. So how long it's going to cook and how long it's going to take. And I'm going to have an eye on this whilst we are heading to the next kitchen. And we're going to come in when I have a little bit more to show you. So this is going to take a little bit, it's going to take a moment. However, how cool is that? So basically everyone can grill now. You don't have to be an expert. No more burnt steaks outside, completely black inside, still raw. So this takes away the guessing game. So that's a meter plus, and that is our currently for this month purchase offer. So it comes with a bundle. We're going to talk about that in a moment. However, that was enough for me for now, and I think we are heading to Megan's kitchen. Megan,
I'm here. No, I'm all good. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, everyone.
Right, 1 second. I need to spotlight you. Here we go.
Hello.
We can see you.
Yes, hello.
Yay.
Wait, we went back to you. Jenny. Oh, anyway. Hello, everyone. I'm out in the backyard, as you can see, and looking forward to the barbecue and picnic season. I'm going to make a dessert today, so we need to get that started because it needs to set and be ready for later. So I'm actually making tiramisus, but that's not backwards view. So tiramisus are like little takeaway tiramisus, but a little bit lighter. So they're a little bit lighter than your tiramisu, with a bit more aerated. And they have come from Danny Valent's book, which I'm surprised because actually, if you were here last time with us, I also cooked from here, and that was just accidental. The great thing about this recipe is, again, you can cook it the day before. You prepare it the day before and just take it out on your picnic. It'll be ready to go. You can make it a little bit fancy, or you can make it more picnicky. I'll show you that. So, for example, today we can make some that we would just serve in the backyard, or maybe even a dinner party. But I'm actually going to make some in the jar. So I've just got some mixed jars, and we're going to take those on the picnic with us. So that'll be a bit of fun. All right.
I think if I can just quickly disturb, I think I have figured out that, oh, why is it doing this? I figured out that, that it's a mixture, the word is a mixture of tiramisu and cappuccino. Because she's correct. Serving that in her book in cappuccino glasses. So.
Glasses, yes, she did. Yes, and it is a coffee flavour. So, yes, cappuccino. All right, so to get started, we have the bowl here with the butterfly whisk in. So you know that when you use that, we never go over speed 4, and that is for whisking. So egg whites, cream, light things. And I've got some egg yolks, 3 egg yolks ready to go in. Spatula. So they just go into the bowl with some sugar, some caster sugar. So this is definitely not on Jenny's no sugar diet. It's not a massive amount of sugar, but still, it's pretty sweet. So we've got 3 egg yolks and 60 grams. Yeah, that's right, 60 grams of caster sugar. And we're just going to whisk that up. So you might recall, if you've ever made tiramisu, that you whisk your egg yolk and sugar for quite some time. So we are going to do that for about 2 minutes in here, which is nice, not as long as you would be with your beater. So I'll put that on in a minute. But what I wanted to tell you is that with Danny's cookbook, which is also on Cookie Doo, she actually put together a whole Spotify list, so you can listen to music while you're cooking her food. So she's got these different chapters in here. It's entertaining. So they have, let's see, Spanish, Christmas, barbecue, ladies' lunch, bring the kids, what else? Romantic, Chinese, party, brunch. So every single one has a Spotify list, and you can cook along with with Danny's musical choices. And it's actually a really good list. So if you want, have a look on Spotify for Danny Valent, and you'll find her Spotify list to cook along with. That's a bit of fun. All right, well, I'm going to turn that on. It's just 2 minutes whisking. Let me tell you, at speed 4, as I said. So don't go above speed 4, and let's just whisk away for 2 minutes. So we'll come back here in a little bit. Thanks, Jenny.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Megan. Always, you're so full of knowledge. I really love that. We are going now to Elizabeth's kitchen. So she's in charge for the cocktails today. So Elizabeth, what are you going to cook for us?
I love the fact you said that I'm in charge of the cocktails. Clearly I've developed a reputation. I'm doing today a strawberry kapiroski. Sounds a little bit Russian? Yes, because we're using vodka. But a fun fact is I have discovered that this recipe is the Brazilian cocktail of choice, but they use rum. So to start off with, I'm going to make some sugar syrup. Very, very simple. So I'm going to just kickstart that off now. I need to weigh in. So I'm just going across to the scales because I'm doing this manually. I'm not going to bother with guided cooking because it's so simple. I'm tearing my scale and I think 250 grams of water. And the next thing I've got is, hang on, I'm going to tear my scale again, and it is 230 grams of sugar. 2 grams shy, I don't think that will matter. I put on my lid. I go back to my home screen where I'm going to give this, I'm looking down at what I've got down here and it says 5 minutes. There we go, 5 minutes. At what temperature am I going to be doing today? Oh, 100 degrees. Round we go to 100. Whoopsie daisy, back a little bit. And I think it is speed 5. Now that's as exciting as I get now. So I'm going to welcome you back when my syrup is done, and it will be in about 20 minutes because that has to cool before I can start doing my cocktail. So over to you, Megan. I hope that wasn't too quick for you.
Okay, thank you so much, Elizabeth. That was great. And yeah, so we're going to have a look what Megan's whipping is doing.
Yes, I'll show you that. So you'll see it's nice and creamy looking. That's what you want. Oops, a bit of yolk there. We might give that a bit more of a whiz. But you want that nice yellowy, lemony sort of colour. So that's good. And then I'll just give that a little whiz because I had a little bit of yolk there. And you could scrape down the sides. So making sure that your yolk and your sugar gets back into the bowl. Give that a little whiz. And we are then going to add some mascarpone. So quite good about this recipe is also, it's actually only 250 grams mascarpone. If you've ever made tiramisu, it's normally 500 grams or more. And it's actually can be quite expensive. So it's nice, it's only one little tub. And back to recipe. Add the mascarpone in. So it's like a thick cream if you've never had it. It's also Italian. Get that into there. Right, good. And I just need to whisk that in for 30 seconds, speed 2, very simple. I haven't got that. Tick, tick, tick. What else can I tell you? Oh, so just about, we're going to use sponge fingers. These are what we might call ladies' fingers. They're usually in the food biscuit aisle in the supermarkets. They can be in delis because they're usually made in Italy, and as are these ones. So I've got some of those ready to go. Okay, there's mine saying it's ready, and it's a really lovely creamy colour now coming round. There it is. Now we just set that aside, and you can go into the fridge. So that's ready there. Now I'm very lucky. I've got another bowl and we're going to go on to the next step. And that is whipping egg whites. So put that lid aside. Put another lid here. which I just washed. So I want to make sure it's dry, because when you're whipping egg whites, just like you would in your other type of mixer, you want it to be dry, you want it to be clean, you don't want any fat on there. So that's a good thing. So for this one, it's not too critical. It doesn't need to be super high, but if it was for a pavlova, you could do a vinegar wash of your machine, of your bowl, before you went on to make pavlova. A vinegar wash is just where you put water into the bowl, you know, half a cup of vinegar, and wash it around for a few minutes. You can turn the heat on. Just maybe using the new pre-clean setting would be good, so that it's nice and clean. Okay, what does it say? Done that. Yes. Yes.
Once you're doing this, people are asking for the recipe links. Some people have joined a little bit later, Chris, so we might have to post the links again in the chat, because if they've joined later, then they can't see what we have previously posted.
Yes. So we're making
over to you.
Yeah, we're making the tiramisus. So they're like little tiramisus, cappuccino desserts. So we've got the 3 egg whites. So that's another good thing about this recipe. It uses 3 egg yolks and it uses 3 egg whites. So you don't have anything left over. So pop that in. And without the measuring cup, put your lid on. It tells you that in the instructions in the book and also on Cookie Dough. And we're going to cook it for, well, it's actually cooking. It's 2 minutes on speed 3.5, and it's 37 degrees. So we actually are heating the egg white a little. So we'll do that. Jenny, do you need to see me until after that?
No, we don't. We come back to you later for the chocolate and coffee syrup. And whilst we're doing this, I just quickly want to show you what my meter has estimated. So I've turned it around once. So obviously a whole chicken, you can't just have it completely cooked on one side. So as you can see now, so it says 35 minutes remaining, but I have not reached the temperature of 180. So that's the outside temperature. Inside my chicken, it went up to 31 degrees, and my aim for the inside temperature is still 77. So depending on the outside temperature and how cold the chicken was, that will then estimate the whole complete cooking time. So just quickly wanted to give you a quick glance before we head back to the warm brown rice salad at Kim's Kitchen. And let me find her. Here we go.
Hello, can you hear me? Are we back?
Awesome. Yep, you are back.
Woohoo! All right, everything's cooked. I tell you, this would have to be the most easy salad I've ever done. So give it a go, folks. It's pretty good. Now remember, when you take your lid off the varoma away from you and use it as a base so that you don't drip water everywhere. The rice is cooked, so we get that out. And I'll just move over a bit so you can see what I'm doing. And we're going to empty the rice in here. And the quinoa, our veggies in. And this salad actually, you can cook up to 400 grams of rice. I think I've only done about 250 here, but anyway, yeah, so you can make a massive salad, which is good for entertaining large crowds. Anyway, oh, we skipped ahead. Then we do the dressing, which literally is we put in just some roasted cashews and roasted almonds. You obviously can put whatever you like in there, no one will know. And then we also do olive oil. So it says 30 to 50 grams. So we do a sprinkling of the olive oil. And next is soy sauce. So I use tamari, which is the Japanese version of soy sauce. And this one I think is the wheat-free. You can get all different types. So sprinkling of the soy sauce. And next we have some lemon juice, freshly squeezed lemon juice. That'd be just freshly squeezed lemon juice. And then, what do they say? Add to serving bowl, the canned tuna. Hope you don't mind, but I'm going to skip the canned tuna. What would be nice is you could have steamed some salmon at the same time as the veggies and then flake the salmon and put that into your salad. So that's an idea for you to do. And then some herbs, lots of herbs. Parsley, Janny's favourite, coriander, and some chives in here. Well, just for you, Jenny, I'll drop some around for you a bit later, okay? Because I know you love coriander.
It just, you know, don't have to have coriander, really?
Yes, you do. And then, of course, the ever faithful, got to do a bit of salt and pepper on top. And there we have a salad done in half an hour, and it's hardly used up any of my energy at all. So there you go, folks. Try that one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Chris has also said that it's a good idea to have also to add some raw spinach or any other greens.
Baby spinach.
Baby
to make
spinach.
it really big. Yeah.
Yeah, and just to
you can put anything in there. Yeah, it's a good dish.
And I like the rainbow colours in there. It looks very like spring, summery, very refreshing.
I planned that.
I'd love to have that.
Yes.
Love to have that salad together with my chicken. Okay, so
Jenny, it's Meg. Do you mind if I just show you where I'm up to?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I just want to show you. Yeah. So there you go. Sorry. Am I muted? I'm muted. Right. So there's the egg white after it's 2 minutes. So you can see it's nice and fluffy. And what we have to do now is actually add the sugar. So like you would in a meringue or pavlova. And you have to do that over a minute. So the same with the pavlova, you want to do that slowly. Don't just tip it straight in. So it goes in the bowl and we pour the sugar through the lid. I'll show you that. So what are you up to there? So the whisk is going and it's going at 2.5 revs, whatever. Then we just, through the lid, pour that slowly through. So that just allows it to incorporate directly into the egg whites and you're not going to get any pockets. So you've got a minute to do that. So just have your music on and then off you go. So that's it. Thanks, Jenny. I'll come back later.
Wonderful. Thanks so much. Back to me. So I will, hang on, I can get all these messages here on Zoom. We're still learning. All right, so thanks so much so far for everyone showing us. So I quickly want to come back to our this month's offer. When you purchase a Thermomix this month in October, you will get the option to get a barbecue bundle with it. And the barbecue bundle contains that beautiful book that we were already referring to, and a Meter Plus, and I don't have them here. Yeah, I know. 4 skewers, the metal skewers, they're great for the barbecue, and they have a little handle on it. So when you're done with the barbecuing, you can just slide them off the skewer without having your food flying all over the place. Anyway, so the book is really amazing, and I know we all love the guided cooking, but what I really love about this, there's so many more extra tips and tricks in here. There's also mentioning about taking your Thermomix to camping. There's the smoking, as it talks about that. And what I really love is that basically any of our books do provide also so-called playlists that we have. So depending on what you want to do, it gives you suggestions about recipes from their book and how they would really beautifully work out. So this is our this month purchase bundle offer, and that is $49 only. You're going to save, oh no, I forgot the number. I think it's 200 something worth it. So the meat alone is usually $199. So for $49, you get this backpack plus the 4 skewers and Bob's your uncle. You get this barbecuing away. To make it easier for you to get your hands on a Thermomix and a TM6, we do have currently still on 36-month interest-free finance with our partner Zip Money. That comes down, it costs to $16 something per week. This is less than a bottle of wine per week, just saying. So if you want to get, if you like what you see today and you really want to get your hands on a Thermomix, now is a really good time, and we make it affordable for everyone. Another way of getting your Thermomix onto your hands is, as you know, our Earn program. So this means you could start becoming a consultant, joining our team, have some fun with us. Like we have Daniel and Chris here today. They just joined us beginning of this month or end of last month, and they are here to earn the Thermomix. And our Earn 6 program is still on, so that's an ongoing program. And if you would like to hear a little bit more, then I can only encourage you, stay on after this session. I'm going to do a little bit of business information session for those of you who are interested, and we can have a chat about that. All right, so enough for the comment. Oh no, one more before we move on. You probably have seen that we do have now new host rewards since this month. And one of them is, so it's still the collections of thermoservers, but we do have a new thermoserver, a white thermoserver. Unfortunately, mine hasn't arrived on time, so I can't show you that in person today, but I will in the next classes that we have. The white thermoserver is a bit smaller than the normal 2.6 litre one. And what it does, it fits into the Varoma bowl. And we recommend using that to ferment your yogurt right there in the Varoma. There's a recipe available for that. And yeah, it would just be a beautiful addition to your collection if you have already one. And if you don't have a thermoserver, watch this space. We're going to show you more about that. Everyone needs to have a thermoserver. Those of us who have one, they swear by it. If you agree, say yes, she's right in the chat box, please. Okay, so let's move on. Megan, how far are we with the chocolate? Are you ready to show us the chocolate?
Okay, ready to go. Okay, so I'll just show you what happened there. So we've got the nice egg white there, and that gets mixed into the mascarpone and the egg yolks. So that you just fold that through with a metal spoon. I presume that's something to do with science. If anyone knows, you can let us know. But that just goes into there. Put that in there. So you can see how airy this is going to be. Certainly it's lighter than a tiramisu for our tiraminos. Okay, I'll just done that pretty roughly, and then fold that through with your metal spoon so that it's aerated, but you're not crushing all the egg whites. And then you can pop that into the fridge, and it will be ready for your next stage. And the next step is to grate some chocolate. So we want to do that. Where's my chocolate? Yeah. I've got some little chocolate chips. These are a nice quality chocolate. So use a good one. But it can be just, you know, one of the Lindt chocolate bars would be fine. It's only 60 grams. There's in there. And where's the lid here? What does that say? What am I up to? Get up to the right section. fridge, right? Now I have got a clean bowl, so it does take quite a few bowls in this. I think that's my dog. 30 grams of that, and we're going to grate that. So it's grating chocolate. So sometimes people say, well, what's the greater setting? But it's not a greater setting. It's just about your speed, and we're going to use speed 6, and it's 6 seconds on speed 7. Do that. All right. I'm just going to have a little look. Pretty good, but I think I might do a little bit more. I'm just going to pop that on again, maybe 3 seconds, speed 7. It doesn't matter too much. This is actually going to go in the layers, so you're not going to see it. That looks nice. So just grated chocolate there, pop that aside. Now it'd be good if I had my jam funnel here. There you go. All right, that's that.
Lid.
Yes, I could use the lid. Very true. I could have done that. Oh, won't worry. Okay. Now we don't have to wash the bowl here, which is good. We're going to make a syrup, a chocolate syrup, and sorry, not a chocolate syrup, but coffee syrup. Now the recipe says to use masala wine. Oh, barking. I've got Kahlua, but you could use Tia Maria, you could use rum, whatever your preference is, or you could leave that out if you've got kids who do like coffee, but it is a coffee flavored dessert. Okay, so it says to have 150 mils of an espresso coffee or a strong coffee, and I've pre-done that. And let me check. Yes, 150 grams of that goes into the bowl. I have made this before. I found that it's plenty, so if your cup comes out a little shorter, don't worry too much. 70 mils of your alcohol. Oops, I didn't measure that, so we're just going with the flow. Smells good. Perhaps I should drink some.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
No, that's all right. And some raw sugar. Now I have that here somewhere. Here it is. Some more sugar. So it's 40 grams of raw sugar. But the same, like it's up to you what you put in. It's just want a little bit of sweetness to the coffee because it's, you don't want too bitter in a dessert. And we're just going to heat that so that the sugar is dissolved. So it's 2.5 minutes, 70 degrees on speed 3. Right. I think that's all from me for the moment. So I'm going to put this in the fridge and we'll see you a bit later.
Cool. Thank you so much, Megan. As always, so we are going to, so now we have seen so far, we have seen the chicken with the marinade. Well, we haven't really seen it, but it was too easy. It was nothing to see there. So the brown rice salad, we have the beginning of a cocktail syrup. We're in the middle of a dessert, and now we need some bread, right? So for a good barbecue or picnic, we need some bread. So why not making a real Aussie damper? And Katja, one of our other German consultants, is going to show you now how to make a real Aussie damper in a Thermomix. So Katja, I just need to find you so I can spotlight you. Hang on. You're gone. One moment. Here we are. I found you.
Hello everyone. Yeah, I'm gonna make an Aussie damper today. I'm very excited because I love bread. This is a very traditional or iconic bread here in Australia, as you probably all know. It contains very basic ingredients, and it actually contains self-raising flour. I didn't have self-raising flour today, but you can make your own. So I quickly make my own self-raising flour with you, which is very easy because we only need plain flour. So we need for the bread, we need 500 grams. So, And because this is a soda bread and we're not going to use yeast, we're going to use baking powder. That's why it's a soda bread. This is also from the other class we did. I made my own baking powder. So we need, for this recipe, we need 5 tablespoons of baking powder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we already done that step. A pinch of salt. And just gonna quickly mix that. This is like 10 seconds on speed 5, just a little mix so we get our self-raising flour going.
Right, so you've thrown in an extra recipe.
Yeah, because I thought I couldn't find it, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go to the shops, you know.
Oh,
I'm gonna use what I have
make
in my.
it yourself.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. But this is already done. So see, it's just, this is now here. You have my self-raising flour. It's all mixed. And actually, I can just move on now to my Aussie Damper. Let's go back to my week and start. So I already heat my oven. So this is done. If you have a like you, Jenny, if you have a hooded barbecue, even better, because you could put the bread on the barbecue. It's also used for camping, which is very easy. Then we're going to put this on our oven baking mat later on, because we don't need baking paper. Then we have our self-raising flour, which is in here already. And we need some salted butter. And some salt again, just a tablespoon. And here we go, just gonna mix that. This is another, just quickly 20 seconds, mixing it all through with the butter on speed 6. So, here we go. Now we're just gonna add some water. Here we go. So this Aussie Damper is great because this is just the original one, but you can also have a sweeter version. You can have with aniseed. You can even replace the milk with beer, because we're gonna use milk now. If you want to have a beer damper, you can just replace that. You can also add macadamia and feta to the damper, or you can replace the milk with lemonade if you want. You can add chocolate. Depends what you like.
Yeah, all the variations to that recipe are actually in the tips and tricks of the book, or in when you're accessing that on Cookie Do. Scroll all the way to the bottom of the recipe first and get an idea about the different options that you can make out of that.
Exactly, and it's also in the book, in the barbecue book, what you showed us before, which is great. So now I'm just going to knead that for another 40 seconds. Only have 20 seconds to go.
So maybe just whilst this is kneading, we quickly have a look at the meter and the chicken, what this is doing. So let me quickly spotlight my video. Here we go. Okay, so now you can see we are almost there. So it says 9 minutes remaining, and so what I did in the background, I've turned the chicken twice, just so making sure it is nice and crisp on every side. But sorry, this is only 9 more minutes now to go. And what will happen next is it will tell me to remove the chicken from the heat. And then it still needs to sit and rest, because that's what I've learned since I've using a meter, that the meat continues to cook, and actually the inside temperature will still continue to rise even if I take off the meat away from the heat. But back to you, Katja.
Yeah, I still had to add a little bit of water because it was a bit was not liquid enough. Yeah, now it's fine. I can get it out now. 1 second. I'm going to actually put that now on my mat. So
you're using them also. Yes, we can.
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay, good.
I just want to say that these bread mats, they're just great for baking, and they're also part of our host rewards. And the new price for them, if you want to get your hands on them, is only $25 for the set. So talk to your consultant about becoming a host if you're not already our host today, and get your hands on these beautiful mats.
Yeah, I love them. I really do. And it's also economical, you know, because you don't use any baking paper anymore. It's just so good. So just gonna pop that on here. Actually, I need to put a bit more flour on here just to make it nice and round. Fold it a bit more. I shape it like a big ball. Nice big ball. Don't know if you want to go to someone else, Jenny, quickly, if I do this.
That's okay.
That might take too long.
Basically, the next step would be you're just forming that into a nice round bowl, and then it goes just as is onto an oven tray on the mat where it's currently on, and you transfer that into the oven and start baking. Is that right?
That's right. Maybe when I'm done, I quickly will let you know, and then I show you what it looks like before I put it in the oven, if that's okay.
Yeah. All right. So next recipe on the list, and the presenter is actually Sandy, and Sandy is going to show us. 1 second. Here we go. Let's not. You want to see me. You want to see Sandy? Here we go. Sandy is going to present us a brand new recipe that is called the Cooked Mayonnaise. And what's new with this recipe?
Hi, so welcome everyone to my home in Sandringham. So we are, as Jenny said, we're cooking mayonnaise today, but the secret to this one is that we're cooking the egg. So it's really good for, you know, your pregnant women, and, you know, elderly and things like that. So who has made mayonnaise and it splits? It's, you know, people are always a little bit worried about making their own mayonnaise, but it is so good when you make your own. So this one, as I said, we're going to cook. So we're going to cook the mayonnaise. We're going to cook the eggs, and then just go from there. So once we've done the mayonnaise, then we're going to come back to me later and we'll do some coleslaw. So with mayonnaise, you can obviously add different flavors. You can add mustard, you can add garlic, make aioli, you know, there's lots of different flavors that you can do with your mayonnaise. So I'm actually going to put some garlic in it today, and make it a little bit more garlicky mayonnaise or aioli. My family absolutely love it. So this one's actually, it's called Cooked Mayonnaise in Cookie Dough if you're looking for that. And you can just scroll down. There's actually a few ideas. So, and this is with a lot of the recipes in Cookie Dough. If you keep scrolling down, you'll see hints and tips, and it will just talk to you about, you know, the mayonnaise can be stored in the fridge for up to 2 weeks. Now, generally, I've made this quite a lot. It will last sort of 2 to 3 weeks in the fridge anyway. Just goes to show you what's in your mayonnaise that we buy that you can have in your fridge for 9 months in a jar. How much processed stuff in those jars? Yes, exactly. Everything that we're trying to eliminate from our families. So you can see here, there's actually some variations on here. So it's talking about garlic mayonnaise, and it's talking about mustard mayonnaise. And it will tell you if you want to add garlic, if you want to add mustard, things like that, what steps to put them in, and to then continue on with your recipe. So I'm actually going to do the garlic one. And it says just to put 1 to 2 garlic cloves into the mixing bowl and chop for 3 seconds on speed 8. So I'm going to start my recipe. Now it's asking me to place a jug onto the mixing bowl lid because it wants me to weigh the oil. So I have already pre-weighed the oil, so I'm just going to go next and do that. So it was actually just saying weigh the oil, then set the jug aside. So it's always telling you step by step, which, what to do. It's great for kids for exactly this reason. They've got the pictures, they can follow it. So the next step is the sea salt, but we're going to add the garlic. So I'm just going to put my garlic clove in there. And I'm just going to press home and just come out of that recipe. And I'm just going to set this. So on 3 seconds, on speed 8. Okay. And then I'm just pressing that home button again. And that jumps back into the slot or bookmark of the recipe of where I'm up to. So now it's asking for 1 teaspoon of sea salt. So I'll just make sure, I'm just going to push that garlic down a little bit that we've just chopped up, and then we can continue. Okay, so I've just got my sea salt in here. So I'll just put that in, and we go next, add 30 grams of white vinegar. So I've already weighed this out, but in it goes. And it's just asking us to put the MC back on into the lid and just put your lid back on. So you go next, and it's going to now do this for 3 minutes on 100 degrees, and it's asking us to turn to speed 1. So that is all I'm going to do, and we're good to go. And then we can come back and continue adding the eggs, and then we'll cook those and keep going.
Thank you so much, Sandy, about that. Maybe just quickly adding to that, recipe has been added to the cookie dough collection of the barbecue book. It's obviously not in the book, but it has been added to that collection.
Right.
Was there a question?
Yeah, Gianni, can you quickly come back to my kitchen? Yeah, I just wanted to quickly show. So I have the damper now, it's ready. So I'm going to cut a big cross in my nice dough here. And I'm going to brush with some milk. And then we'll go in the oven for 35 minutes on 180 degrees. And then it's done. So there is no rising here because we're not using any yeast, which is fantastic. So that's why it's good when you use it for if you go camping or if you just want to pop it on the grill, and it's great for barbecue. And we're going to have it tonight for barbecue.
Of course you do. Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you
very much. So the next on my list, the next recipe on my list will be the browned onions. And Monty is going to present us how to do that, because we all know, or maybe you don't know yet, that the TM6 has a high heat function which can actually brown our ingredients. So not only the browned onions or caramelized onions in this case, but also meat or vegetables. But Monty, you're going to tell us a little bit more about that.
Yep. Hello, welcome to my kitchen, my picnic kitchen. I think that one of the basics really for barbecues or picnics are caramelized onions. They are so versatile. You can use it on burgers or on top of all your meats. So I'm going to show you how quick, and then I'm going to tell you a few tricks that I do with my caramelized onion. So I choose the brown onions that they are 200 grams, but they are actually all the recipes that you can do 400 grams and up to half a kilo of onions. So anyway, we go to the scales. 20 grams of olive oil to brown our onions. Oh, perfect, there you go. Then the 200 grams of onions, there you go. And now we're going to use again the splat guard, because we're going to use the high heat. So this is the splat guard that we always use when we are using high heat. So the machine will tell us to use it. So done. And it's going to cook for 16 minutes. So what I'm going to say about the caramelized onions, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah. Is that what I do, I use it, as I say, in all sort of things. I use it for, you know, for to put on top of the meat or burgers. And also it is perfect to put inside your burger patties, either the vegan ones. So the vegan burgers, they normally ask you with to put onions, but it's much better to put caramelized onions. The flavors, they are so good. And what I done, I used one of those vacuum bags. So these are my caramelized onions. I suck all the air, and that's going to go into my freezer. So anytime that I need some caramelized onions, or all of a sudden, whenever we can have some barbecues, I can pull them out and have caramelized onions ready for my barbecues or for my burgers. And I will show you later that I made some veggie burgers and that they are inside my veggie burgers.
Wow, this is a great tip. I had no idea that you can actually freeze them. So that's fantastic. Thanks so much for showing us that. Okay, so thanks, Monty. We are heading now to our next kitchen and also the next recipe. And that is, here you are, this is Michelle. And Michelle is showing us a dip, because obviously we need a dip for our barbecue, don't we?
Hello everyone, and welcome to my kitchen. So yes, we are going to be making the Zingy avocado and lime dip today. So I haven't tried this recipe before, but I'm really keen to have some after this class. Oops. So the first ingredient is 40 grams of Parmesan. So you're better off using a block of Parmesan because it's usually cheaper. It also means that there's less additives and preservatives. So the Thermomix can actually grate it for you, which is really good. So I actually have pre-grated this, so I'm going to skip this step. So I've got my Parmesan, that's going in. The next ingredient is jalapeno. So we're using fresh. So we've got 2 of those, and you just cut them in half. So with those, as you would know with chili, the heat is really in the seeds. So if you're worried about something being too spicy, just remove the seeds. The actual jalapeno itself tastes similar to a green capsicum. If you do want to omit it, you could maybe, if you still want a little bit of spice, you could add a little bit of chili powder or paprika if you still wanted a little bit of heat. So we're then going to add 30 grams of coriander. So it's approximately 1 bunch. Again, if you don't like it, you can omit it. You could try parsley as something different, but I like coriander, so I'm going to be using the 40, it's about a bunch, there's 30 grams.
That's why you're making the dip, because you like coriander, and I'm not making that dip.
Coriander is good for you. The other thing is, don't throw away your stalks, so you can use them in something like a Thai love guy, which is a sort of a chicken stir fry. You can use it in chili con carne.
Oops, we have muted you. Sorry. Here we go. Now we can hear you. Sorry about that.
I was just saying that don't throw away your stalks, because you can use it in a Thai love guy, which is like a chicken mince stir fry. You can use it in chili con carne and other sort of Mexican flavored dishes. The other thing is you could chop the ends and actually use it as a garnish as well. And it has that really beautiful coriander flavor, which I know you hate, Johnny, but those that love it.
Don't mind me.
2 spring onions, which if you didn't know is actually really good for gut health. what else have we got in here? So garlic. So I love garlic. I usually put in probably 2 cloves, but I'm being conservative today. And that's 1. Now we're going to just chop it all up. So it's just 2 seconds on speed 7. This is probably one of the cheapest and quickest dips you'll find around. And there you go, nicely chopped.
Wow, you can't do that with a knife.
No. No. Okay, so now we want to scrape down the sides. So I've got my nice and long spatula that I love for my baking or things like this, where I want to get in all the way through the bottom of the bowl. And you can buy that on the mix shop. Lots of different colors as well. So then you would add 4 cos lettuce leaves. Now, personally, I like to use what I have on hand. So I had baby spinach leaves, so you could probably use any green leaf that you had on hand, just to, rather than buying something that you might not use. So that is 80 grams. And spinach goes in dips, so I figured it would work. And then you can use the zest and juice of a lime or lemon. So I'm using lemon because I have lemon trees, and I've used half a lemon in relation to the juice.
I quickly need to stop you right there, just because I need to show that my meter has now told me remove from heat. Okay, so I'm just going to do this in the background and you keep going.
Sure. Okay, so we just added the lemon juice. Now we're going to add 1 whole avocado.
Yep.
All right, so we'll pop that in. So just chop that up. Now you want to add the mayonnaise, so I can use the mayonnaise that Sandy just made. Definitely, if you haven't tried the mayonnaise from the Thermomix, you've got to add that to your list. It's one of the yummiest things. And the sriracha mayo, which is, I think it's Matt Sinclair's recipe on the Thermomix on Cookie Dough, is so delicious. And that one, I've had it with the prawn toast. So you've got to try that one as well. And then just a bit of salt, which I already added with the mayo. And pop the lid back on. And a little bit more chopping. So this is going to be 20 seconds at speed 6. Okay, so let's have a look at our beautiful dip. It smells really zesty actually, and really fresh. And it looks really yummy. I'll show you in 2 seconds once I scrape the sides down. Think about how much you spend for a dip. I think nowadays to get a really nice dip, you can pay up to $6, if not more, from some of those gourmet grocers. And what I love about the Thermomix is that you can still experiment. So, you know, today I've substituted quite a few of those recipes already, the ingredients already. Just move that out of the way. So here's my lovely bowl with some nice corn chips that I'm going to be having with my dip.
Nice, yeah. I like the color already.
Yeah.
Oh, why is it popping to me? Beautiful.
Like,
so we're going to come back and have a look at the presentation at the end. So when it's all ready to go. So we'll come back to your kitchen and have a look. I have just taken off the chicken from the barbecue, and now it tells me that my meat needs to rest. And so just give you a quick glance how this looks like right now. So Here's my chicken. The meter is still in so that I can get still the information from what's going on inside my chook. And all I need to do is wait until the resting time's over. And we're going back to Sandy's kitchen to see how the mayonnaise is going.
Yeah, so I am just up to the last step. So it's just asking me to insert the measuring cup into the mixing bowl lid. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start pouring the oil very slowly, pour the oil, reserve grapeseed oil, into the mixing bowl lid and let it trickle down. So it will just emulsify as it's dribbling down into the bowl. So we are going to do that now. So let me just go back. So it's going to do this for 1:30, and it's just asking us to turn it to speed 6. So I'm just going to turn it to speed 6. So you leave your measuring cup in and just start pouring slowly. And you'll start, I don't know if you can hear it, but you'll start hearing as it's emulsifying and dribbling down into the bowl.
So with that oil, so it's grapeseed oil in the recipe originally. You can also easily do that, for example, with a light olive oil to make it an aglio olio. That's what I'm using.
I'm using just a couple of mistakes, the light olive oil.
Okay, yeah, but it needs to be mild. Otherwise, olive oil can be quite overpowering.
Next time we got like 45 seconds.
So it's the same principle like normal mayonnaise that we're making. All we're doing is we're heating up the oil first, and or we're heating it up first, putting the eggs in so they are basically cooked, and then we emulsify and we season it to our taste, just like we like it.
Perfect. All right, so we've done that. So just place into a bowl and then use immediately. So I will put this into a bowl, and then Jenny, if you want to just give me a minute just while I put it all into a bowl, and I'll just leave a little bit in our mixing bowl because then I won't wash it and we'll keep going with the coleslaw.
Okay, no worries at all. So this means we are going to head over to Megan's kitchen. Oh, she's not, I can't see her there. How about, yes, she is. Here we go.
Here I am.
And
I'm going to be up close and personal here on this side.
Very nice.
Hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so we're up to the assembly stage, and you can see I have got my little sponge fingers, and I've put them into, this is one of the fancy ones staying home, and this one is going to the park with me tonight. Anyone who wants to join me, you better text now. There's only 5, 6. Okay. So I've also got my coffee syrup. The coffee syrup's in the bowl, and you just pour a little bit in here. I hope I don't do too much there. So that you are softening your sponge fingers, just like you would with tiramisu. So you share that across your 6 dishes. You'll recall we've got the moussey, creamy part, and you put a little bit of that onto the top. I'll show you that. Going in there. Ooh, look at that. Nice. And you want to be able to sort of see some of your layers. It's quite generous in that. Now remember, we made some chocolate, grated chocolate. So I'll put a bit of that in there too. Up there. So that'll be a nice layer. Now what happens next? We can do another layer, which is nice. So you get to fill up your little jar. So I've kept half of them, or probably a little bit less, in here, and I'll put a bit of the coffee in there because I've made it before and I didn't do this, and it wasn't, the little top layer wasn't as soft. So I've got a bit of the coffee mixture here, so soften that. So you can see I'm just softening those in there.
Mm-hmm.
Just to around a little bit. I'll do a little bit more because there's plenty. Okay. And then I've got tongs, so I'll just get a few of the pieces out and pop them into the jar. I'll show you that. So put a few on the top, and then another layer of the mousse. Show you that, and you can, oops, that's a bit grubby. Put another layer of the chocolate on there, or we're going to make a little, the cappuccino side of this for the dessert one I'm going to leave at home. I probably won't do it for the picnic one, but I'll still show you that. And then that's pretty much ready. Put a bit of the, I'll put a bit of the chocolate on the top of that one. Give it a wipe.
That can go in the picnic basket.
Yes, and that can go in the picnic basket. So it's ready to go. Now I do have, you know, you want to have a little chili bag in your picnic basket so they can sit there. And I'm probably talking about a picnic across the road or down at the beach if you live in Bayside or something. I'm not talking about driving 3 hours away, because it does contain eggs and cream.
You can't drive 3 hours.
No, that's right. You can just walk across the road with your picnic basket and you've got your tiramisu. Anyway, that's, as I said, you can make those the day before and they'll be ready to go and really nice and chilled and also softened because the coffee mixes in and it gets all yummy. So I will finish off making those. Oh, and do I come back to do the froth, or should I do that now, Jenny?
No, I think we're coming back to the froth, if you don't mind.
Okay. No, I'll put the rest together and we'll do the froth later.
Yeah, okay. So we're coming once more. We're coming back to you. Now I need to check in with Sandy. Are you ready for the coleslaw?
I sure am. So
Good.
I have, it's got a spotlight. Do I need a spotlight? Or am I spotlighted? Oh, it is?
Yes, you are.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
No,
on
am
my
I?
screen. No, it's weird. It's on my screen. So I have got most of the mayonnaise out, and I'll just put that into a nice jar later to put into the fridge. I don't know if you can see. It's really nice and thick though. Beautiful. Really nice and tasty actually. So I've got most of that out, and I've just left a little bit left in my bowl. So I've left about a couple of tablespoons in my bowl. So I'm not going to wash the bowl. Who really wants to wash the bowl while you're doing your next dish? So life's too short for that. So I'm going to go into my week again, and we're going to bring up the coleslaw and say start cooking. Now it's saying to place 100 grams of carrot cut into pieces. So I have just got my carrot and I'm just going to throw it in there. And we go next. And it's asking for 1 green apple. So if you don't have a green apple, don't stress. You can use a red apple. It just adds a little, like a little bit of sweetness to your coleslaw. So this is actually a really nice, very quick salad to make when you've got your barbecue happening. So 1 green apple, 50 grams of red onion. So I've just got a slightly little bit less than 50 grams just for my family. They don't really like that oniony taste. If you don't like it, you could leave it out. I like a little bit of red onion in it. 200 grams of cabbage cut into pieces. Now I have 200 grams here. I've got a mixture of red and normal green cabbage just to add a little bit of colour. You could use, if you've got a preference, you could use just one, but I like a bit of a mixture. So
good idea. Yeah.
Use a bit of both.
They say.
Yeah, that's right. And the red really gives it a beautiful colour anyway. So 200 grams of cabbage, 1 pinch of salt. So I've actually got, it's actually going to ask for salt and pepper. So I've got it all in here. So I've got them mixed up. So I'm just going to put them all in. And we say next. As you can see, this is such a simple, quick salad. and it's asking to add the 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. Now remember, I left some in my bowl, so I don't need to add it. I've already got it in there. Hence why we didn't wash the bowl straight after making the mayonnaise. So we'll go next. Now look what we have here. So anyone that has the TM6 that did the last update, we've got some very exciting, obviously, we've got some new modes, which have been brilliant. I don't know if anyone's used the new egg mode. I love it. But what we've also got are videos now on the screen, which is just brilliant. So when it's asking you to do something and you're really not sure, there's a couple of recipes now that have got videos, and they're going to keep adding to those as time goes on. So if I show you, it's asking me to insert the spatula through the hole in the mixing bowl lid and turn. So let me show you. If I just press play on that video, it's actually showing you that the lid's on and they're just giving it a stir with the spatula. Can you see that? Yeah. Which is great for people that are just really not sure, what does that mean? Because I know some of my customers go, what? I've got to stick a spatula through a hole. What am I doing? So you've got your videos there. So have a look. As I said, there's a range of recipes now that have got those videos, but they will keep adding to those in Cookie Do for you. So enjoy those. So we're actually going to do that. So I'm going to put my lid on, take off my measuring cup. Still got some mayonnaise on my lid. I'm just going to put it in there, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of a hand, as it showed on the video, just for when we're chopping it up. So I'll just go next. So it's going to do this. This is how quick this salad is. It wants to chop for 2 seconds on speed 4, and it will do this a couple of times, and it's personal preference, whether you would like it a little bit finer or whether you like it chunkier. So you can just keep adding, 1 or 2 seconds on speed 4 till it's to your likeness. So we're going to do 2 seconds, and we're going to turn this to speed 4, and I'm just going to give it a helping hand. So it's that quick, you don't get many turns in your mix. So I'll go next, and it just wants you to scrape the bowl down. So I'll show you how chunky it is. So it's still quite chunky. Okay.
So usually, yeah, you repeat the step once, or you can do just 5 seconds. So in the past, we've called that salad actually also the 5-second salad. So yeah, there you go.
Correct. So I've just scraped all that down, and we're going to insert the measuring cup again, so that's fine. And we're going to do another 2 seconds on speed 4 again. So I'm just going to do that. I've got the measuring cup off because I want to be able to just keep an eye on it and see if I would like it longer, which I do. So I'm going to, I'm actually just going to, let me just go back out. So it actually says if you want to repeat those steps, just do that. So I'm going to put it on another 2 seconds. I may even need slightly more. Let's have a look. No, my family like it a little bit. So this is where I was saying.
We get the
You get the hint, Jenny?
Yeah, we get the idea. So it's just as I said. So if you try this recipe for the first time, and also the coarseness of the salad depends a little bit on the sizes of the ingredients that you put in there. As a rule of thumb, we say the size of the knob, the dial that you're turning on the side, this is about the size of the ingredients for the salad to get in there. And the more even they are, the more before you put them in, the more even the result will actually be. Okay, yep. I think now you have a...
There you go. So that's, my family still like it a little bit chunky. If you want that finer, you could still go a little bit longer, but that's perfect for us.
Wonderful. So we'll come back to your kitchen and see the assembled results again at the end. Not much longer. So we need to go back to Elizabeth's kitchen and see and finish up with the cocktail. Is that right? Here we go.
Sorry, just unmuting myself. What I want to show you is this is a syrup that I made to start off with. Not spotlighted there, Jenny.
Yes, you are.
Oh. Right,
Oh,
see you.
to me.
Oh, now I see myself. Oh, I'm gone again. Okay, this is a syrup that I made earlier, and you see it's a clear liquid. Because I do keto, I have another one that I've made using a substitute sugar, and what I used was monk fruit sweetener. So as I'm not the one that's going to be drinking these cocktails, I'm making it my way. But I wanted to show you what the recipe says. The other thing is I have done a lot of research on this particular recipe. I've tried it every suggested way twice.
Thanks for that.
So one of the things it says in the recipe is you can use frozen strawberries as opposed to fresh. But what you're doing is you're counteracting the ice. And I've just realised I've got my ice tucked away with the bowl. So what I want to show you is that I did this manually to start off with, but I'm going to my recipes. I'm going to created collections. And of course, my created collection is going to be cocktail. And there it is. And horrifically, I've got a lot of recipes in there. And because this one was the last one I added, I'm bringing it up now. Come on, up you come. There we go. So I'm going to start cooking, and it says 150 strawberries hulled. Well, because I want to do them with the frozen strawberries, I'm doing it with 200. So I'm now going to tear that and see how I go. Did I guess it well?
The good news is if you alter that, it's also in the recipe tips, so you can just have a look at the details in the tips and tricks, and there you get the instructions for using frozen fruit instead of fresh fruit.
So next it says 1 to 2 tablespoons of sugar. So I'm using my substitute sugar syrup, which is actually a rather delicious colour, and I think that's going to add. So in it goes. Woo, yippee. I'm excited. And the lime. So I already squeezed that because we seem to be running a bit short of time, and your time is valuable, so we want to move things along. And then 60 grams of vodka. Don't watch this one too closely, okay? Oopsie
You
daisy.
do that according to your research, all right?
Oopsie daisy, just a tad over. Okay, next. It says 200 grams of ice cube, but because I'm doing a substitute, I'm reversing it, it only needs 100. So I'm going to use this because I have this all ready to go. And in it goes. Getting there. Oh, done. Do a little bit either way, it doesn't really matter. It also says to add 100 grams of water because you've got 2 lots of frozen things. I think the water sort of helps it break down a bit. So in it goes. There we go. I think that's enough. So I've changed the quantities, and then insert mixing. And next it'll be, now because this is ice, this could be just a tad noisy, but let's run it by and see what happens. So at speed 5.
All right, so thank God that Zoom is cancelling the noise a little bit down, so you can hear me talking right now rather than listening to that.
Because of my extensive research and trial, I've actually worked out, for me personally, I like it a little bit more like a margarita or a whoopsie daisy or a daiquiri. So I want it a little bit more blended. So I'm going to do, as said for coleslaw, I'm going to run it through again. That's pretty much it, but you're going to come back and see it poured into the glass in another few minutes.
That's all right. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. It's a pleasure watching you doing cocktails every time. No, that's fine. Well, someone has to do it, so thanks for doing that for the team. And I have the chicken. All right, so one more time back to Megan, who is going to show us the frothing of the milk. And obviously you cannot you can use that frothing for this beautiful dessert, but also that would work perfectly fine on a cafe and a cappuccino doing that.
Okay, here I am. So I've gone in ahead doing the frothing. So all it is I'm actually frothing milk as you would for a cappuccino. So I've got 200 mils of full cream milk in the Thermomix, and I heated that up to, it still was hot, can't remember the temperature. And then you just whiz it around and you get some frothing milk. So it's just, you know, frothed milk that you would add to coffee. And you're not actually going to put the milk in, you're just going to take the froth off the top and layer it onto your fancy one at home. So the one we're taking to the picnic, I wouldn't add it to that one. This one is what you would do just before you go to serve. And where's my spoon gone? Somewhere around here. There it is.
Megan, this milk frothing is part of the recipe, is that right?
Yes, it is part of the recipe, yep.
Good.
So you're just taking the froth off the top like that and putting it onto the top of your tiramisu, remember? Tiramisu. So that you're just taking the froth like you would a cappuccino. A little bit more, just for the effect. There you go. You can see that on the top there. And just to add a little bit of cocoa. So I've got a little sieve. Whoops. What would you call that? There we go. And then you've made your little cappuccino. So that's a nice dessert that you can have at home at a barbecue, or coffee. It could be any night of the week, or dinner party. And then over here, I'm ready to go to the park, of course, with my Thermomix basket. And I've got some chilling ice things in there. And I've put my jars of tiramisu in there, ready to go. So that's how you make tiramisus.
Yay, that's so great. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to have Danny Valent's nice recipes included in your menu. So yes. I hope that, hang on, where am I? Here we go. So yeah, I hope that you liked the menu that we have created today for you. Before we go around in circles, I want to say thank you that you've joined us. And remember, if you want to hear more about the business opportunity or what's involved in becoming a Thermomix consultant and joining our team, just hang in here after we finish. Okay, so we're going around one more time to the different kitchens, and we're going to start off with Katja showing us the Aussie Damper.
Actually, I need another 1.5 minutes, and then I'm done.
Minutes. All right, perfect. Then we start off with Kim. That was the beginning of the class, and have a look how where is she? I think I lost Kim. Ah, there she is. Yes.
Oh, am I muted or unmuted?
Now you're unmuted. Now we can hear you.
Okay, lovely. All right.
So beautiful.
Whilst I've been sitting down watching what everyone else is cooking, I've had a bowl of my salad, and yeah, it's very nice. Makes it crunchy with the cashews and the almonds in there. Certainly makes a nice touch to it. So there you go, folks. Nice brown rice salad. So give it a go.
Thank you. Very nice. Looks really good. And also for the options to zhuzh it up a little bit and
change it around.
Change it around. Yes, that's right. So next kitchen is Monsi showing us the browned or caramelized onions.
Okay. Yes. So I already put it here in my little thermosaver, one of the host rewards. So these are my caramelized onions that you can put it on your burgers. And these ones, let's see if I can show you, they are not as red as my other caramelized onions, and I'm going to show you a trick. I put a little bit of beetroot inside my caramelized onions for this batch, so made it more red when you do your vegan burgers. So then it looks more like a beef burgers than vegan burgers. There you go.
That's a nice trick. And we need a photo of that burger. That looks so yummy. I'm about to come over to your place.
Burger. Yes, that's right.
Looks beautiful. And maybe just so I think we haven't explained today, the thermoservers are actually a bowl to keep your food hot or cold for up to 2 hours. So when the caramelized onions were finished, you just put them in the mini thermoserver and they're still warm in there as we speak.
Yep. That's
all right. And they do come in different sizes, obviously. Okay, let's head over to Michelle's kitchen and show us the beautiful dip. Oh, I already love the color.
There we go. So it's really delicious. It tastes, to be honest, it doesn't taste homemade. I'm quite surprised how delicious it is, given it was my first try. Just remember that I did substitute the spinach leaves instead of cos lettuce and lemon. And funnily enough, it's not spicy at all. I don't know if that's because I'm used to a bit of spice or not, but I can't even tell there's jalapenos in there. So for those who might be a bit scared, obviously they all change depending on the one that you're buying. But yeah, I was actually pleasantly surprised, and I'm going to be enjoying this in some nachos tonight.
Okay, thank you so much. And we're heading back to Sandy's kitchen, who's going to present us the finished cooked mayonnaise and the coleslaw.
So I have some coleslaw here with some nice medium rare beef. And I think it'd be really good with just like, you can make your own chimichurri or a beautiful tomato relish or something to have on the side. But my family will be enjoying this later. So thank you.
I can imagine. Don't forget to take a photo. All the photos will be available on our Bayside Thermomix community group on Facebook. If you're not part of that yet, make sure you request access to our super cool group there, and we share the recipe links there again, and also the photos of every dish, so that makes your mouth water. However, one more time back to Elizabeth. Oh, look at you. That looks just divine.
It's perfect, just the way I like it. And while I've been enjoying everybody's kitchens and what they've been presenting, I've been getting my potatoes ready for tonight. I've got my meat all sorted with my meter in it, ready to pop into the oven. And I think I'm going to have a pretty cruisy afternoon myself. I wish I had some playmates to come and join me. This is delicious.
It looks delicious. Thanks so much, Elizabeth. And how's the Aussie Damper going, Katja?
Yeah, looking really, really good.
I need to find you. Yep. Hang on. Where are you gone? Here she is.
Ta-da! Look, it really came up well and it looks delicious. But we're going to have it tonight with the barbecue meat, I think. So we have to wait a bit longer.
That's some real inspiration there. I like the fact that it doesn't have to rise and it doesn't have to sit
and
prove.
This is the best.
Just pop it in the oven or on the barbecue straight away. I think I'm going to make one of those. So thanks very much for that inspiration. All right, and finally back to me, and I'm going to show you how the chicken looks like. And I'm going to use this camera here, although it's not the best. So that is my chicken has rested over there. You can see the meat is still popped in there. So I haven't touched it. So we are going to make an Aussie damper, I guess, and one of the salads, and going to enjoy that later for a early dinner. Or late lunch, what is it? No, it's an early dinner, I guess. Okay, so I hope you liked the menu that we have chosen for you, a combination of recipes from the cookie dough, from the barbecue cookbook, but also all of them are available on cookiedough.com.au. If you haven't, just quickly need to mute Katya, here we go. If you have not yet signed up for cookiedo.com.au, you know, you get 30 days free access to all of the recipes. All you need to do is sign up, make an account, and you can start browsing through all the recipes that we have here, either here in Australia, but also worldwide. So talk to your consultant about that. And if you like, we have recorded this session here today, as all of the other classes as well, and I'm going to pop them or give you access to them. All of them are on my YouTube channel. Try to find me on Jenny Thermo-Crazy. It's also my webpage, and that's where all the recordings are with lots of more tips and tricks, especially for cookie dough. So I've made a cookie dough tutorial that guides you through step by step through all of that. And cookie dough has so much more to offer than only recipes, so you know that. From making these beautiful playlists like we've seen with Elizabeth for her cocktail playlist, but also weekly meal plans and shopping lists, and you can actually also order the ingredients straight through cookie dough from your local Woolies. All right, so more on that is available for you. I hope you enjoyed today's session. You've learned and picked up a couple of tips and tricks. That's what we want to do. Our next class is actually on next Saturday already. It's the, or is it Sunday? I don't know. It's the 18th of October. The topic will be cooking for large families, or feeding the crowd. So if you are interested in learning more about how to make high volume meals in your Thermomix, then this next class is for you. We're going to pop the link also on the Facebook group, so that you can join. And Katya and I am going to do a little mini Oktoberfest special, so just the two of us. So if that's something you would be interested, then you feel free to join us, and we also reach out, or we're going to provide you the link to that class, and that's going to be on the 31st of October. All right, so thanks everyone for coming today, and if you like, then just stay on, and I'm going to be available for you to do a little business information session if you like. Other than that, thanks everyone, and bye for now.